I have four new extinct languages for us to bring back. We're gonna start our way in Europe and end it in Africa, so let's begin. For the first language, I have something really special for you. You remember how I said Egypt is one of my favorite ancient civilizations? Well, these guys are too, and it's the Minoans. Oh, I love the Minoans. Now, it really does come down to aesthetics once again. I'm sorry, they just look really cool. Their vibe is really laid back. They are chilling in the Mediterranean. They are jumping over bulls. Their clothing is literally this. What is there not to like about these beautiful people? And their language is just as beautiful as they are. I'm gonna be real. This one is impossible to bring back at this point, since we can't read it and we don't know what it sounds like. Absolutely impossible. But that doesn't mean that it will be impossible in the future with new archaeological discoveries. All we know is that it was spoken by the first major civilization in Europe, which already makes it incredibly interesting. It used two scripts, and that its influence was felt across the eastern Mediterranean world. It is unclear whether it has any affinity with the Tarsenian language family. For the purpose of this video, we will imagine it's a language isolate like Sumerian. So Minoan is most likely a language isolate, which gives it high points in uniqueness. It's not connected to any other languages that we know of that we can revive, and it has two completely unique scripts. Language number two is Etruscan. The Etruscans are a very mysterious people. There are two main origin theories, one of which comes to us from Herodotus, who said they came from Asia Minor, settled the island of Lemnos, and then sailed to Italy. That being said, Herodotus also thought that India was inhabited by giant gold digging ants, which makes me think he's not the most reliable narrator. But the theory makes sense, given that there are languages related to Etruscan in the region. Also, Romans themselves like to think that they came from the same region as exiles from the Trojan War. The second theory seems more plausible, and it states that the Etruscans were native to Italy. Genetic studies have shown that they are basically identical to other groups living in that region, like the Latin Romans. That's interesting because the Latin people speak Indo European languages, which means that they brought their culture to Italy. But the Etruscans have the same level of Indo European ancestry, but have preserved their pre Indo European culture, which tells us that they assimilated the Indo European newcomers. Some people might ask, but why bring all these languages back? Well, have you seen Tuscany? It's beautiful. And you know what would make it even more beautiful and unique? Having a unique language native to the region being spoken. It would give so much flavor and soul to the place. Now, aesthetically, of course, Minoans beat the Etruscans because they are so foreign to these Indo European cultures in the region because of their ancient age. The Etruscans lived in the time of the Romans and Greeks, so of course, there was a lot of ideas being passed around at the time. The language itself, of course, is entirely unique, given that it's not Indo European, but there are other languages that are most probably related to it, and we know a bit about them too. Remember Lemnos? Well, the inhabitants of that island used to speak Lemnic, and north of the Etruscans, the Rhaetic language was spoken. So, of course, we are bringing them back from the dead too. The three languages are grouped into the Tarsenian language family, but it's unclear if they are relatives, descendants, or ancestors of Etruscan. All we know is that they're all pre Indo European, like Basque, which is a really cool language that the Basque people have preserved, so why not bring some more pre Indo European buddies to keep them company? Etruscan is a pre Indo European language, and its region is entirely dominated by Indo European speakers today. It's linked to a number of similar pre-Indo-European languages, so massive points for both, and its writing system is a unique version of the Greek alphabet. For the third language, I got this comment and I checked it out, realized it's epic, and added it. Unlike all these ancient languages, Ayak went extinct very recently. specifically in 2008, with the death of its last native speaker, Mary Smith James. Ayak is a language associated with the Ayak people of Alaska. It is part of the Na-Dene language family, one of the major language families of the Americas. I think it's very important to honor the significance of the Ayak people to this region of Alaska. And what better way to do this than to help in reviving their culture and language and participate in making it more robust and healthy? But do not fear, dear viewer, there are revival projects in full swing. A major case is that of Guillaume Ledet, a French college student who started from the age of 12 teaching himself the Ayak language. When I was 12, I was playing FIFA and doing literally nothing of note, so big ups to him. Last video I got this comment, and I've decided to only add one Indo-European language in this second part, but it's in North Africa. We are bringing back African Romance, also known as African Latin. This language is a regional variant of Latin spoken in the North African provinces of the Roman Empire. It was in use until at least the 12th century and maybe as recent as the 15th. It was spoken by the various successor states of the Roman Empire and of course Byzantine provinces in North Africa and the Vandal Kingdom. Now it was spoken in both the coastal cities and the interior, so I don't know which region we should focus on, but perhaps it's better to go for the cities in the coastal areas because local traditions are better preserved in rural areas, and the hinterland in this region might have some other traditional languages we don't want to disturb. African Romance is an Indo-European language in a region where the language family is not common. It's an extinct branch of the Romance family. And that is it for the video. Love you all and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and bye bye.